Hey guys, welcome back to another movie review, and today we're going to talk about The Predator. So The Predator is the latest entry to the famous action horror franchise. This time it's directed by Shane Black, one of my favorite action director working today. For me, Shane Black is one of the experts at blending humor with action. And he has done that numerous times throughout his career in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, in Iron Man 3, one of my favorite movies of that year, The Nice Guys. And in a world where every single studio is trying to copy Marvel, and the fact that Shane Black was one of the cast of the original 1987 The Predator, he seems like the perfect director for this movie. He seemed like the perfect fit to make this movie. Which is why it was so disappointing to see the movie turn out like this. In my initial thoughts video, I said this movie made me frustrated. So many talents behind, in front of the cameras. Henry Jackman as the composer, Larry Fong as the director of photography, and the cast is just an amazing cast to work with. And yet the movie, that right there should be a recipe for a great movie. And this is not a great movie. It's not a bad movie. It's not a horrible movie by any means. But it's not a great movie. And it should have been. It should have been an awesome movie. And it's not. And it's frustrating. Now, from a directing standpoint, this is definitely one of the weaker movies for Shane Black, which is, again, really disappointing because I know this man is a fantastic director. And he did a lot of cool things with the camera in this movie, right? He did a lot of cool things with the cast. I thought the way he directed conversation was really cool. How people just talk over each other. In real life we don't talk and then stop and wait for the other person to talk, right? We just talk over each other, especially in this group of people, this group of crazy people. So it make the movies grounded and realistic in that way. But when it comes to the action, this is what the audience pay money to see. This is what you use to advertise the movie. It's an action movie. The actions are okay. They're fun. At times could be really exciting, but it honestly feels like he wasn't even on set for the action. It feels like the action set pieces felt like second unit, the work of second unit. They are very gory, people getting cut in half, get their spine ripped out. So things that you expect from a Predator movie, a rated R, hard R Predator movie, right? But the way the actions was helmed is so conventional. It's so they look like the generic studio action movies. Also, the big final showdown, the final battle, I thought was very poorly lit. It was way too dark at some parts. You just don't know what is going on. It's very chaotic. There's this one character, I'm pretty sure he died, but because the way that was directed, the way it was lit, I couldn't tell how or when or what killed him. I guess my favorite aspect of this movie is the cast. I thought the cast worked really well together. The chemistry between the crew, they're called Unit 2. It reminds you of the original Predator movie. The camaraderie, the badassery, the what's up bros, all that. It reminds you of the original movie. And I thought it was cool. I thought the acting from Boyd Holbrook and Trevante Rose, those two are so charismatic. They've been in movies before, just like small parts. Boyd Holbrook, I didn't even know about him until Logan. I saw Logan. It was like, gosh, this guy, he's brilliant. And Trevante Rose, he was in Moonlight, Best Pictures. He was terrific in Moonlight, and I thought he was a lot of fun to watch in this movie. And the rest of the cast, you got Key from Key and Peele. I think his name Michael Key, right? What's his face? Game of Thrones. Thomas Jane, the Punisher, is in this movie. He's played this really weird character, really funny at times. And just him and Michael Keys bounce off one another is so hilarious. Then there's this one kid. I don't like this kid, and I know it's hard to work with kid actors But this kid, he was in the movie Room, and he was terrific. So I don't know if it's fair to blame the kid, or should I blame Shane Black instead, or like maybe because the directing was not good enough for this kid. I don't know, but I just don't like this kid acting in this movie. And Olivia Munn, I like her, right? I have nothing against Olivia Munn. She was completely miscast. She played this like biologist scientist, and the whole time I just cannot buy her character. I just don't. She's not believable at this character. Sterling K. Brown is really animated in this movie. I don't know if I like it or not, but I don't know. Like at first, I was like, this guy he seems a little too much, right? The way he talks and how he just, always chewing gum. I'm serious. Every single scenes that he's in, he is chewing gums, like always. Sterling K. Brown's character in this movie, always chewing gum. So at first I was like, I don't know how to feel about this character, but the more I spent time with him, he kind of grew on me a little bit. Like you just kind of embrace the fact that he's so animated, and you turn it into entertainment. Overall, I thought the cast was good. They work well together. The fight scene of them with the predators are really cool, entertaining. But again, it's just so conventional, and it's so it looks like something that we've seen thousands of times before. And the fact that it is a Predator movie directed by Shane Black, that should not have been the case. That should not have been the case at all. And if you saw the trailer, you know that there are two Predators. I still don't know how I feel about the bigger Predator. I think he is really, menacing. But I was not afraid of that Predator. I was more afraid of the smaller one, which is not good because the bigger one should have been, the more imposing. And with the smaller Predator being, all practical, it's like a suit that an actor put on, and the mask and the equipments, everything is practical. Very little CGI on that small Predators. And when that one's stand next to the bigger Predator, which is like completely CGI, the CGI for that Predator stands out like a sore thumb. It's just so noticeable, especially when you stand right next to the really beautiful practical suit. For a movie with a big budget like this one, the special effect is not all that, if I'm being completely honest. Now, what makes the Predator from the 1987 movie so scary is because we don't know anything about this creature. We know that it hunts. We know that it kills people. It knows that it's not from Earth. But that's it. You don't know much about this creature, and that's why it was so scary. The mystery aspect is what makes this Predator, a scary being. In this movie, the humans knows way too much about this creature to make it scary and any menacing. Like, it's still cool. Don't get me wrong, but the fact that there are scientists studying this species, they knows way too much about not just the species itself, but what they're doing on their planet. And the predators, for some reason, start acting like humans. Like they try to explain it. They try to explain the biology and the science behind the predator, trying to evolve and trying to be more like human, trying to be more like the species of the planet that they conquer. But it makes the movie that much less interesting. So now, instead of having humans fighting a force they do not understand, the human characters in this movie, they already know so much about this creature and what they want. They can't even translate the language of the predator. So what more can you do? And the ending confused the heck out of me. Like, I was like, okay, there's no way in hell Shane Black directed this ending. This is gotta be some type of studio interference. And of course they're gonna have to set up a sequel, a cinematic universe, because why not? Everybody's doing it now. In the end, The Predator is far from a bad movie, but it should have been a lot better. It got some cool, entertaining, but kind of generic action scenes. The characters' interactions are pretty on point. Some of the actings, a couple of the performance were kind of iffy, and really disappointing visual effect given the big budget that they had. And overall, it's just a really okay movie. I'm gonna give The Predator a 6 out of 10. Hey guys, you got a chance to see The Predator. Let me know in the comment section how you feel about it. Did you like it? Did you not like it? And if you enjoyed my review, hit the like button and subscribe if you want to see more reviews like this. And with that being said, I'll see you soon.